Hey howdy hey everyone. Brian here. It's time now for another update, and we've got quite a lot to talk about this time. First off, most of you may have heard that Mayday 51 hasn't been doing much for the past 3 weeks after making the 11th and last ever episode of TV Burp. That may have been because the computer got in a jam, and it got completely busted. For some reason. But he continued commenting on other videos and talking to people via on his iPad throughout that time. Until he got a new one. Another thing, he may not produce much original content for now, because of what it's like with us having to react to what's been happening recently with trolls and imposters attacking our friendly community, and because of the drama that often happens when we do live streams. I've never made one myself, but Mayday used to make entries on his friends' live streams which involved on having a live chat next to the screen. Until that happened. Lastly, us mascots who used to be with Mayday 51, have now been sold to a good friend of mine after he thought about not making original content. His name is Simpsons Clips 24, and he has a production company himself called Associated Rediffusion Productions. He and his company now own the rights to me and all the other original Mayday 51 mascots, and Brian and Brianna's Bright Lunch, the show that me and my wife Brianna are still hosting to this day. He's a brilliant friend of ours who does similar original content like ours featuring us mascots and himself, and he was well known for his fandom of all things Cosgrove Hall and Jerry Anderson, including Lavender Castle and Phantom Cat. You can subscribe to Simpsons Clips 24 if you like, if you haven't seen any of his videos yet. At least there's one thing that we'll both be doing as a co-production between both of our companies, and that is making the 4th series of You'd Better Ask Brian. Yes, my Q&A show will still make a comeback with 7 more episodes being made, so make sure all of you will ask me a limit of 5 questions or less in the comments below, and I'll be answering them in the first episode that'll be coming sometime during the week after next week. And there will be another poll for the last episode where you can vote for which other mascot can be able to answer questions with me. It was Dusty the Cat who joined me in the last series in case you remember correctly. So what are you waiting for? Send your questions in the comments, and I'll answer them in the first episode. And of course, there's more programs to come, including the one we've promised that'll be up next on our list. It's Dig and Dug with Daisy, at the Factory. It's a Reader's Digest and Dorling Kindersley release from 1994, I think. It contains 4 episodes. Well, that's everything settled for now, and I hope you lot will be excited for what'll be next within the future of this channel, when I'm not around here as much as I used to. Anyway, thank you very much for taking the time with me and all the other mascot characters after all those years, and I hope to see you very soon with You'd Better Ask Brian, Series 4. Until then, cheerio.